Alright, everybody, welcome back for episode 3 of the Houston Texans franchise rebuild. We're just gonna go through the stats last preseason game real quick for you. Not even really gonna read them out. You saw what happened. We lost 45-42. A lot of the scores, even for us, were sitting at the end. So Whitfield and Matlock each combined for 5 throwing touchdowns, but their 2 combined interceptions were both pretty much backbreakers for our attempt at coming back. So and the defense played. They gave up 45 points, so I'm not particularly keen on trying to find something to really highlight about them. So, let's just get into the game. Anyway, it's prime time here. We are going up against the Dallas Cowboys, which is pretty exciting. Cowboys, another good team, probably better than the Chargers, I would even say. I'm just going to move my mic real quick. It just depends on how much of their starting offense they choose to really play. So, sorry about some audio cutting out here. That's unfortunate, but that seems to happen if I ever have to, not tab out, but if I move away from Madden real quick, and I definitely get the hang of that further along as we go. But so we're gonna start out here with the usual gang. It's the third game of the preseason, so we're gonna be going with just about our full starters: Heath Matlock, Dameon Pierce, Brandon Cooks. We're putting Nelson Agholor in the, I believe, third receiver slot. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting game. Tony Pollard is a really, effective running back for the Cowboys, and our run defense is pretty bad. Dak Prescott himself can snap off some runs and get schmovin'. So, but we get the ball pretty late in the first quarter, actually. Dallas Cowboys start off with a field goal, so our defense holds on pretty well to start. Dameon Pierce's first run just goes for a yard. It gets smothered up pretty quickly. Just, again, our run blocking, our pass blocking is not the best. But here's the play-action crossovers. You can tell that I like this play very much, especially with Nelson Agholor being able to do that. Look at that catch. He gets taken down after a gain of 44 yards, spins the ball, spanks the air, does the chicken dance. He's excited to be playing football, not lingering away in the free agent pool. So Matlock looking good in the pocket there. He's thrown some passes in this preseason that have just been like some really ugly looking, twisting and turning, but that one was a pretty solid spiral. So moving down the field pretty quick, looking for something. I go for the scat, and I try to get it to Ross, and look at it, just like a really unfortunate bounce there. So that is an interception that I really can't hold against Matlock. That's my bad, and also just a weird thing. But we do get the stop on defense, which is really nice. So we start off this next drive with a hand to Pierce, who goes ahead and gets 7 yards. So again, same thing as with the rest of the preseason. We've got a lot to appreciate about what we're doing, and a lot that we have to, look at towards improving, not only for this season, but in the future seasons of this rebuild. So James Conner here, he's going to get the handoff, and he'll get 5 and the first. Looking through our plays on first down, probably just going to stick with the run here. I don't know why I'm saying probably. This is post-commentary, so I'm definitely sticking with the run. Pierce, again, gets smothered up real quick. That right side, the left side is stronger because of Laramie Tunsil, and Tunsil's definitely a better pass blocker. He's definitely a better run blocker than a pass blocker. So, I definitely have to look into improving that, because these guys on the right just fold too easy. That was a pretty risky pass there to Akins on the second down. He almost comes up with it, but he does drop it at the very end. So let's take another look at this draft class. I was talking about Ben Crowder and Devin Brown last game. Nazir Forbes and LaMichael Smiley are another 2 interesting aspects. Ooh, Agholor here on the same PA crossover, and this time he's just going to take it all the way to the house. Look at that beautiful little little head, shoulders, knees, and toes celebration from him there. He's really giving the kids in elementary school something to cheer on. Again, Matlock looking really strong in the pocket, even as his defense, his pass blocking was crumbling around him. If he waited another split second on that, he would have been taken down. So we go back to an extra drive, and we get a really good run here from Dameon Pierce. Our defense is still holding on really strongly against Dallas, which is something you really want to see, because, like I said, the run blocking or the run stopping is probably the weaker point of this defense right now. So do a little bit of audibling here, try to get another run to Pierce. He's just going to get a couple. They actually marked him for 4. I thought it was only 2, maybe 3, but trying to get some action going for Brandon Cooks. He's been quiet all preseason. But he finally gets a catch there. He didn't even play in the first game, so obviously nothing on him. But the second game, he didn't get a single catch. He was targeted a couple times, but our quarterbacks were pretty off in that game. So, really get to see what he can do here. Obviously, he might be a potential trade target for other teams in this season. We'll see how our receiver corps performs. So, go to another handoff to Pierce. He'll get about 5 on the first down. So 2nd and 5 here. The Houston Texans are moving down the field really effectively again here in this first half, and it should be the Cowboys starter. So I'm feeling pretty good. Pierce, his blocking just kind of breaks down. He's only going to get a yard on that one, but this is his most effective game to date in the preseason. So 3rd and 4, we're going to go to a pass here. Matlock, just looking for anybody. He finds John Ross III right up the middle. Good first down gain. 4 for 6, 139. Again, 1 TD and 1 interception. The interception, you really can't hold too much against him. But now that we're making this drive, I make the decision to actually switch to Whitfield a little bit, because I do want to give him some playing time in this game, even though I think Matlock has earned himself the full starter role. So Whitfield goes out for a little run. He tries to make a man miss and can't. He probably should have just kept going to the sideline there. But still, gain of 4. So going to try the read option again. He's looked pretty good with it in the few opportunities he's had. But here he's actually going to get hurt on this hit. He gains 3 yards, but he's holding his shoulder, his elbow there, and that's definitely not good to see. So obviously Matlock checks back into the game. He's going to try and find somebody on the 3rd and 3, but overthrows it, and this one is definitely an interception that you can hold against him, because that was a really bad pass, and Spillane, his 2nd interception on the day, looking really good for his stat line. He gets the little, I don't know, he's zipping up a coat or something to go out to the store. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's got 2 interceptions on the day. One a lucky grab, one a bad throw. But again, the Cowboys get nothing on their drive, and Heath Matlock completes a pass for first down. It does say Whitfield has a low re-injury risk, but we keep Matlock in. Obviously, he's the starter anyway, so it doesn't matter that much to us. The handoff is going to be to Connor. Connor tries to take the outside, and he gets a good amount of yards. He does make a man he does make a man miss, and gets the first down. A good extension of his arm as well to get the final yard, or final couple inches, really. Lovie Smith enjoying what he sees on the sideline. So we get another look at the play there. Yeah, he broke a man's ankles there. That was pretty nasty. Big fan of that one. So looking over the plays, decide probably go with another run here. Yeah, another run. So the Texans, Hudge Magubdgeley and the Texans. Ooh, Pierce jumps over a guy as he was falling. He's going to get about 5 yards, 6 yards on the outside run. Hudge Magubdgeley and Lovie Smith got to be pretty happy with what they've seen in this preseason. Obviously, last game was pretty ugly to watch. Matlock has 2 interceptions in this first half. But compared to where the Texans and the Cowboys were last season, it's a good performance. So Connor, he's going to get the last 4 on that run there and have the first down for Houston. Alexander with his first tackle on the day. Matlock, he's going to snap the ball again here. He's got some guys running. and he's going to take a big shot for Cooks down at the end. But just too well covered. It was a shot. It wasn't really a good attempt, but he tried to make it work. So Matlock snaps the ball. He's got 5 out, and that one very easily could have been his 3rd interception on the day, but it just gets swatted down. So 5 for 10. He's still got 150 yards. Another play that I like to run a lot. This one here, Aguilar's basically got the same route as the play action crossover, and he almost comes up with it. It bounces off of him like 12 times, and we're just going to take a quick field goal here to go up by a touchdown. So Fairbarn kicks it. It's good. Started sailing to the right a little bit, but through the uprights is all that matters to me. And yeah, we'll see where we go to next, which is just going to be another possession. And Matlock takes a long shot to Cooks, and he just way overthrows it. He was covered anyway, so might as well have just thrown it out. I was looking through the menus here, making sure Whitfield was not dead or anything. So Matlock makes a throw to Akins, and Akins has the first here. Matlock 6 for 13 on the day, 160 yards. Looking through the menus again, just making sure that Whitfield, because he was still listed as first on the depth chart, so I think I was just changing that around a little bit. Anyway, 2nd and 7 for the Texans. Matlock snaps the ball, and he's got nobody. He's going to get taken down for a big loss, a loss of 9, and that'll be the 2-minute warning. So, depending on how the Texans play here, the Cowboys might have a chance to get some quick points at the end of the first half. So we'll see how the rookie quarterback Matlock handles this one. We'll see how I handle it, because I'm having a hard time finding the right play. You can tell I'm going through the play action. I'm looking for the play action crossover, which has probably been the most consistently successful play, besides some form of slant, for the Texans this preseason. Matlock back. He's trying to find Aguilar again. Aguilar's there, but so is the defender. Defender got the handout at first. So Dallas does actually end up tying this game, unfortunately, and we're gonna have a possession here a little late in the third quarter because Dallas killed a lot of time on their possession. Whitfield's back into the game out of injury. They go immediately to run option, and he fumbles it and turns it over. Can't make the tackle. Crowder just behind, and that's a defensive touchdown. So 17-10 here. Going to take back over on offense almost immediately after. Matlock, he's back in the game. Whitfield, obviously, we're trying to be very careful about his health. So Connor runs forward, gets about 4 or 5. They give him 5. And yeah, so the Texans pretty quickly gave this game up, both defensively and offensively. The defenses played pretty well, but they did give up a late touchdown, or an early touchdown in the second half. Sorry, so that is just a bad drop pass that probably should have had that one there for the first down. But it's 3rd and 5. Matlock snaps the ball. He's going to roll out, actually, try and find Pierce there, and Pierce just beats all of his guys. The safety looks like he's going to try and catch up, but it's just a little too late. And that's a good touchdown there. It's a good comeback touchdown for Houston. They're going to tie the game, and we'll see if it lasts. Get one last look at it real quick. As he's rolling, he just sees Pierce, nobody on him. Boom. And thankfully the lead does pass. Completely wrong possession. We're going to take over here on defense now, because you haven't seen me be an idiot on defense yet. And Callahan, not a user interception, because if I had been using him, I would have been like 3 miles away. But he's got his first interception of the game, and he's doing a little stanky leg, call me maybe dance. So the Houston Texans is going to take back over in the Dallas zone. Going to audible real quick, try and start off on the ground, because Pierce has been playing pretty well this game. He's going to bust through for about 7. They mark him for 6. So 17-17, almost at the end of the third quarter here. Houston has 89 rushing yards to Dallas' 79 so far. Handoff to Connor. Connor gets about 5 and the first down. So that seems to be a pretty good duo that the Texans are confident running into next season is number 1 Pierce, number 2 Connor, and someone like Javion Hawkins or Garrett Dokes could be a solid third option. Pierce here only gets a pair, gets tackled pretty hard by Wilson, but Lovie Smith, calm on the sidelines. His guys are looking ready to strike, take the lead. A high snap to Matlock. He wheels it in, gets the pass out to Brevin Jordan, and Jordan has the first down. So 9 for 19, 255 yards for Heath Matlock. He's having a good bounce back game from last week against the Chargers. Another snap here, and the throw to Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is taken down just at the 1 yard line, right before he gets in for the score. We'll see if the Texans go for the run. Looks like we will, and try and just jam the run in with Pierce. The snap, hand off to Pierce, and he's just got a wide open lane. That looks like a pretty easy touchdown. Always love when you only have to go about 30 yards to get 7 points. So the Texans take the lead 2014, 24-17. Another look at Pierce running into a wide open lane. But that lead holds on. It is still 24. I keep saying 2014. It's still 24-17, but the Cowboys are running up into the Texans zone. And Gardner Johnson, you can see that was a really bad user tackle there. Johnson should have made that tackle and stopped about an extra 10-15 yards there. So I will take full responsibility for that one. But it doesn't change the fact that the Cowboys are getting ready to score. And the ball is snapped, the handoff, and a spin, but it's going to be no good as Zeke Elliott gets tied up at the 2 yard line for a 6 yard gain. Second goal here at the end of the third quarter. Just going to try and jump right back into the same formation. See if Dallas can punch it in. Some motion on the left, and Ezekiel Elliott runs into his own guy, almost butt fumbles it. Shades of Mark Sanchez. 3rd and goal at the 1. Full defensive line for the Texans. They're going to try and get it, and they do get the stop. So we'll see if Dallas tries and go for it here. I think you kind of have to, but very nice tackle from Dante Hightower in the backfield. Really seems to have stopped Dallas's momentum, at least for the moment. So it does look like Dallas is going for it. Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield again. 4th and goal, just 2 yards to go. The snap and the throw, and it is way out of reach of his receiver. So that is going to be a turnover on downs. Taking over at the 2 yard line. Taking another look at the depth chart. The game is kind of automatically subbed out Heath Matlock because he's played most of the game, and I say, that's fine. We'll see what Whitfield can do with the lead. So the handoff to James Conner. James Conner has a wide open lane there. He's going to get 15 yards the first down. He's had 7 touches and has 46 yards on the day. A pretty good performance for him. So Lovie Smith, again, enjoying what he sees from his newly acquired backup running back. Javion Hawkins checks in now to the backfield. Whitfield hands it off to him for the option, and Hawkins gets about another 13, they mark him for 12 yards. So he does get a first down as well. So Hawkins looking good as the 3rd option. Kendrick Wilbon checks in. We haven't seen much of him from the preseason. Hopefully he doesn't fall down on the depth chart because of all the options at receiver Houston signed in the offseason. Whitfield makes a nice little drag pass to Brevin Jordan, who gets the first down. So about 3 plays, 3 first downs for Houston so far. Whitfield tries the read option, again tries to make a move, make a man miss, but just gets a yard before he's taken down. He's got to be real careful with running here after the injury he suffered in the first quarter. So Whitfield just hands it off to Hawkins. Hawkins is going to get stuffed pretty early. Just another 1 yard gain for Houston. So it's going to be 3rd and long now. We'll see what they do here. William Lewis, again, also checking in for the first time. Whitfield is going to roll out to the right. He's going to try and go for Lewis, but he just way overthrows the rookie receiver, which is a shame because it looks like Lewis had some space to work with if the throw had been on target. But we'll take another look at the defensive unit. Got 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, so we need to stop pretty big here. So Callahan comes up with the tackle, but Wolford does complete the pass, and Dallas gets the first down. Ferguson's second reception on the day, he's got 24 yards. Wolford lining up in the backfield with Ezekiel Elliott, 1st and 10. The snap, the throw, and that's complete, about 8 yards. We'll give him 7. Next play now, 2nd and short, 2nd and 3. The snap, fake handoff to Elliott, and the throw, and that's complete now, past the 50-yard line. Wolford, 3 for 4, 33 yards. That's a good reception there. Puts Dallas over 250 passing yards on the day. Monroe's got 88 on just 6 receptions. Wolford snaps the ball again, fakes the handoff. It's a read option play. He's going to run it. He gets tackled down. He gets about 9. Didn't look particularly speedy there, but he made the right read and got rewarded for it. Owens stopped him just shy of the first down. Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield again. 2nd and 1. Got to assume they hand it off to Elliott here. They do, and he's got some space to work with, but he denied one. Kept going up the sideline. He had an open lane, didn't take it. Shed a tackle, though, and still got the first down. A couple extra yards up the sideline. Thought he probably should have cut to the right a little sooner, but can't complain if he gets the first. So just under 8 minutes to go. The run to Pollard, and Pollard gets stopped Allison. Allison is number 30. A lot of names to have to keep track of and remember in football games in general. The snap again. Wolford, he's going to try and roll out. He made the pass and is complete for a 7-yard gain. So it's going to be 3rd and short now. Woods had his 2nd reception on the day. He's got 18. We'll see what Dallas can do here. 3rd and 1. Wolford's going to roll out again, but he's got nowhere to go. He gets sacked. Joey Cabrera, the rookie end, makes a nice hit. Dallas does get the field goal, so it's 24-20 now. Whitfield tried a read option, made the wrong read this time, and got punished for it pretty severely. Again, he's really got to be careful here with his health. So 2nd and 16 here for Houston. Got 5 minutes to go in the final frame. Whitfield snaps the ball, he rolls out to his right, and makes the pass to Wilbon. Wilbon brings it in for about 7 yards. Quiet preseason for the rookie, as I said, as he's getting buried a little bit in the depth chart, but he's looked solid in the few snaps that he's actually got to play. So we'll see what Whitfield does here. It's 3rd and 9. He's going to roll out to the right, looking for Lewis, and that looks like it's another overthrow for the rookie receiver. Not as bad as last time, but it's still going to be 4th down. We take back over on defense, and the first throw from Wolford to his tight end gets about 9 yards. Probably about 10, but not the first down. We'll see what Dallas can do. 2nd and inches. Probably going to hand it off to Elliott. No, they don't. It was a fake, and there's a flag on the play. We'll see who is on. It might be a late hit on the passer. It is indeed on Dante Hightower. Hit Jordan Wolford a little late, gave them some free yards. So Dallas on their own 36 now, 1st and 10. We'll see the snap in just a second, right now. Wolford got no one to go to, finds a receiver out for about 6 yards. Levy Smith going over the game plan with Whitfield on the sideline. Looks like he's going to keep that 12th overall pick in the game instead of Heath Matlock. See if he can close out with a slight lead. Both quarterbacks had trouble playing from behind last week. They handled a little bit better this week. So Wolford gets another good pass to his receiver. He's now 7 for 9 for 68 yards, and Dallas has another first down. They're killing a lot of clock as well, closing in on the 3-minute mark. A handoff to Ezekiel Elliott. Elliott gets tackled, but he gets about 3 yards. 15 on 4 rushes today, so not great. C.J. Gardner-Johnson has his 5th tackle on the day, so he's looking pretty decent in spite of a really horrid missed tackle before. Snap for Wolford. Again, he's got nobody. He's going to try and run away. and he gets taken down. Josh Allen, first sack of the day, his 5th tackle, 3rd and 9 now for Dallas. Looks like they're going to get a snap off just at the 2-minute mark, or no, they don't. So the 2-minute warning strikes, and we're going to start probably playing with some timeouts now, depending on how this rest of the drive goes. Wolford, the snap, looking for somebody. He's just going to have to scramble again, but it looks like he's got enough for the first down. And he gets about 15 there. That's actually a good rush for him. Dallas in the hurry up now. And the pass to Elliott. Elliott makes a man miss embarrassingly. I think that was C.J. Johnson again. So still in the hurry up for Dallas. They've got a minute 20 on the 17, and they floated up, but Gardner Johnson makes up for some of his earlier plays. He comes away with an interception on a really bad lob pass there from Wolford. We'll get another look at that real quick. It was ugly. It was into just about triple coverage, I think. So it doesn't look like we're going to get another look at it. Whitfield just going to take over, probably run out Dallas's timeouts, hopefully. So the handoff to Connor gets 2 yards maybe, and now Dallas has 2 timeouts left. They gave him just 1, so it's still 2nd and 9. Javion Hawkins in the backfield now gets the handoff. He's got some space to work with. He tries to make a second erroneous move, but I do believe he got the first down, and Dallas is going to burn another timeout, which looks like it's going to put Houston in the position to win this game. So Hawkins in the backfield again. They're going to hand no, they kneel the ball. Sorry, I even watched myself pick the play, and I just lost track. Anyway, the Houston Texans are going to kneel this one out, and they're going to finish the preseason with a pretty solid 2-1 record. They did have a somewhat bad loss to the Chargers last week. It looks less bad on paper, being 45-42, but since you saw the game, you kind of know that it was a bit more one-sided than it looked like. This game was pretty back and forth with Dallas. They had the lead a little bit. We had the lead a little bit. We just barely hold on at the end. That midnight hour interception by Gardner Johnson sealing the game was massive. But I do like the way that Keegan Whitfield played. I like the way that Heath Matlock played. Damian Pierce and James Conner, I think, have good synergy with each other as 1 and 2 running back options. And Nelson Aguilar impressed me basically the whole playoffs. Malik Turner, he controlled the first game as in terms of receiving, but then the second 2 games, Aguilar and Nico Collins really proved how invaluable they were for both quarterbacks, because both quarterbacks made some decent throws and plays with Aguilar and Nico Collins. Whereas Malik Turner he had massive numbers in the first game, but kind of grew quiet. So Dallas barely edged out Houston on the passing yards, 289-280, but Houston barely edged out Dallas with the rushing yards, 126-121. So as you can see, it was a very close game between these two teams, which, when you're playing the full starters in the final preseason game, you got to be pretty happy with that. So we'll take a look at some stats here. Matlock, 10 for 20 with 266 yards. 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. One was a really bad throw that showed, how inexperienced he is. One was just unlucky. Keegan Whitfield didn't really do much passing today. He mostly was trying to run it, control the ball. He did better at times. Damian Pierce had 57. Connor, I believe it was 47. Nelson Aguilar, 111. Damian Pierce, just 1 reception, but for 70 yards. So it was a pretty average day overall for our receivers. Brandon Cooks did put up 40 on 3 receptions, so he looked okay in his only game where he really got any catches. So 6 tackles from Pitre, 4 tackles from Callahan. Stingley Jr. had 3. There's the interception from Gardner Johnson that sealed the game. The sack for Josh Allen. So a good defensive performance. They only gave up 20 points. No, they only gave up 13 points because there was a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So anyway, as you can see, Heath Matlock 600 yards, Whitfield 440. Both had under 60% but over 55% completion percentage. Dameon Pierce put up 120 yards. He played about 2 games. He had 2 touchdowns. Javion Hawkins had a touchdown. Not too much on the rushing end. Nico Collins and Nelson Aguilar both had over 250 yards in 3 games, which is pretty insane. Mechie didn't get a single catch. Like I said, Wilbon was quiet. Brandon Cooks was quiet. William Lewis was quiet, but he had a really good touchdown in the first game. Really good connection with Matlock. So this is just sort of me looking over all the stats and deciding, because we got to get to cutting about 22 players. So we're gonna just bing bang boom snap through that real quick and try and get us poised to enter the regular season. So I'm pretty sure you can probably guess who I'm going to cut, but there might be a couple of surprises. So let's get right into it. So I'm looking through all of our quarterbacks and our running backs. I was deciding going 4 deep with both of them at a certain point, but it just didn't feel right. The first cut that I do end up making, though, is going to be Troy Hairston. He just doesn't really have a place behind Kareem Washington. Then I cut a few receivers: Camp, Davis, Bachman. Those guys just didn't see any play. Don't really need them with everybody else there. I do cut John Mechie, and Mason Schreck, 3rd tight end. Kai McDermott, 3rd left guard. I had a bunch of right tackles that I just wasn't really going to be playing. Quessenberry was sort of a last minute, because Quinn Sarah, I believe, was injured for a minute. I cut Damone Harris because I drafted Eddie Spence. I'm going to cut some defensive tackles that I don't want to get time ahead of Nazir Forbes or LaMichael Smiley. That does end up including Ndamukong Suh, however. Jake Hansen is going to get cut. Just don't have enough space. Jason Pierre-Paul, he only made 1 tackle and he played over almost 180 snaps. So getting rid of some guys whose names I don't even really know because they were not particularly important. I do end up cutting Kyle Allen. I will move. So this is where I cut Ndamukong Suh. I move Ed Brown and Garrett Dokes to the practice squad, and that's going to do it for all of my cuts and everything. So, now we can take a look at the full squad, go over the depth chart a little bit. So, I really like Nelson Aguilar and Nico Collins as the top 3 receivers. They really impressed me. I want to keep Wilbon and Lewis kind of as 4 and 5. That obviously means John Ross and Malik Turner are gonna share the 6th spot and the depth chart hell, but Trey Flowers is eventually going to retake the starting spot. Malik Collins definitely earned his starting position over LaMichael Smiley, but I like LaMichael Smiley as the 2nd defensive tackle, getting some good snaps. Christian Harris is going to take the starting role again after the preseason. I really liked Bryce Callahan in the preseason. I like him as a 3rd cornerback specifically. So I'm pretty confident actually with this roster going into the regular season. I know they're not very highly rated, but I feel like it's strangely balanced very well between Pearson, Cooks, and Aguilar helping hold down the fort for Matlock and Whitfield, and then all of the defensive signings that I made, Hudge Magubdgeley made in the offseason, will cover for some deficiencies that we have with younger players on the defensive end. As you can see, I'm adding both Brandon Cooks and Malik Turner to the trading block here. I just want to see the sort of offers that we get for them. I'm not particularly sold on trading away Brandon Cooks just yet, but if I got to do it, I got to do it. I won't be particularly broken up if I have to. So, this is about where we're going to end it, I think. like I said, we're ready to get into the regular season, and I'm really excited to show you what this team has for the regular season, because the Houston Texans are going to be exciting, I think. I promise that they're going to be exciting. So, thank you everybody for joining for this last game of the preseason, and, hope you like and subscribe and all that bullshit, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye!